everyone, I'm MuzYoshi, finally wearing a different shirt, and I am here to hopefully finish off showing off my art, 3rd generation. Typically, the other 2 generations I've shown so far, I've done 3 episodes. Usually I record them back to back. Obviously I didn't do that this time, as I stated in the last episode. And I meant to get to it sooner, just a lot went in the way. I didn't have a door for a little while, so I don't want to disturb anyone while I did it. And now I finally get to do it, so I'm going to see if I can get through everyone. If I can't, then whatever. A couple things before I get started. First off, I love the new Among Us map. It came out yesterday night, and it was incredible. And a lot's been going down in my life lately, and there's been a lot of wholesome moments. And it gave me this new quote. Well, it helped me come up with this new quote that I've been, using ever since to describe that day, yesterday. And that is this one quote that I made up in my head that I think suits it pretty accurately. And basically how it goes is, sometimes the worst lows become the greatest highs. And I think that's very true. There's a lot of good that can come out of a lot of bad. Once again, this is sponsored by my penguin waffles, my lovely Pengu. And I have the refreshment finally because I just finished eating pizza, so cheers. Not sponsored though, don't get that confused. Anyways, let's get started with the art. That's what you came for, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're still in the process of getting all the Zona characters out of the way, which we did a lot last time. And we've ended off with Ray the Flying Squirrel. If you haven't checked out the other ones, I don't know why you're checking out this one, so go check those out. I made a playlist so you can see all of them if you really want to. But yeah, anyways, just getting right into it. Next I did Bean the Dynamite. And he's got a cut right there. He's a green duck forgotten character. I actually think I did him pretty well. This is one of my most proud ones. I like the shades of brown I use at the end there. I find that really cool. I like that little flare it has. And yeah, nothing much to say about him. I think this is the part where I did a lot of forgotten characters, so there's Being the Dynamite. I had to do research to make sure he was legitimate, and he was. And so here he is. Not much else to say about it. Next up, another character I traced off of Sonic Boom Knuckles is Bark the Polar Bear. That's his name, right? Yeah. Oh, jeez. So you can clearly tell he's traced off of Sonic Boom Knuckles. But aside from that, he's got like the body, whatnot, the handkerchief. Sorry, if you see me tell, it's because there's a group chat going on, so I'm trying to read the notifications while I do this. Also, if you're wondering why I keep touching my eyes at any point in time during the video, it's because I think it's allergies that are making my eyes very itchy, so I'm trying not to itch them too much, but hey, you can't fix everything. He's got a cut right here and a cut right here, which on this side I kind of ruined because, as you can see right there, that black line, that's tape that I accidentally placed in the wrong area, and then it kind of got all messy and stuff. But since I didn't want to waste tape, I just put it on there. It kind of ruins it now, because yeah, but hey, there's one good side, right? Another forgotten character. I actually think I did him pretty decently, but it was getting to the point where I was noticing like the actual body of it. It was kind of weird. So I don't know, I was starting to not like the form of that I was giving, so. Yeah, he's used with a very faint yellow, which I didn't use often, so I wasn't sure how it turned out. It turned out pretty well, actually. The green I'm using right here is obviously not the same as the green I used for Bean, though I think the red is. Yep, the red definitely is. And, yeah, there's another one done. Alright, next up is another character I had to look up. I had to look up him too, but like, next time, I had to look up that one, I had to look up this one. This one is Tara the Minx, I think it is who she is. Yet another female character, which I actually had to use for this hand, holding her magic stick thingy that she has. I'm not sure, I don't know much about this character. She got a cut right there, a cut right there, and a cut right there. So yeah, once again, I thought I did pretty well, but I don't think I need to really talk about that anymore because we already know that I think I did most of them pretty well. She's got an eye covered right here, which unlike Rouge, this one I felt makes sense. it kind of added to it in a way, and I really like it. She's got the ribbon in her hair and whatnot. I think this one was traced off of Amy because Amy's also holding something. So I think I literally dug through my pile for Sonic Boom Amy, probably Sonic Boom Amy, just because Sonic Boom Amy had everything. Though then again, the only thing I don't like about this one, if I could go back and change this one, her body is kind of like shifted in a way so it looks like her feet are like slanted just a little bit to the, it's like you press tab on like an entire paragraph and you start typing another paragraph and it's like, you know, in the normal space, but everything else is like tabbed to the right. So I don't know, I feel like I dispositioned the feet a little bit, so I don't know if I fixed that up or not in the other ones, but hey, here's another one, right? So what can you do? It's in the past. If I feel like redoing it, I will. Oh no. After this one is another one of my least favorites. But for now, we've got another female character, another one I had to research to make sure is legitimate, and another one that I traced off of Amy. I think this one's also traced off, yeah, because it's got the dress, so it's either Amy or Vanilla, but I think it was Amy. So we got a cut right there, a cut right there. Nothing on that, but a cut right there. Honestly, I like the red and black and white pattern on this one. I know it's a cat, but in a way, it kind of gives me like Harley Quinn vibes. And I just think I did really well, and I don't know, I like the mixture of it, so. Although this character has been forgotten, I love this drawing. Oh, this one does have the same thing. It has the same issue with the feet. I don't know if I did that for Amy and them. No, I don't know. Oh, cartoons uploaded in Among Us video. That's pretty cool. I just finished watching Bryce McQuaid and Dashy's YouTube videos on the new airship map. So I'm actually like getting back into Among Us. And once I'm done all this and whatnot, I will be drawing like the different colors of Among Us, which won't be very detailed and kind of get repetitive, but hey, whatever. I plan to do that from the very beginning, so whatever. But yeah, I think other than the feet, I wouldn't really change anything about Honey the Cat, because I think I did Honey the Cat pretty decently. So there's that. Same red used for all the other guys. And now I go on to one of my least favorites. So you guys remember back in the very first generation, actually, I drew Baldy, a paper Baldy. Well, I was like, huh. I'm in the middle of watching a very particular horror series, and they both hold weapons. And Baldy, you know, I did a pretty decent Baldy. You know, he's got a cool stance and whatnot, shows his full body, he's holding something in his hand, so it makes sense. And, you know, it seems like a decent proportion for the character I want to draw. So like, sure, I'll draw him. And then I drew him. It did not turn out well. Here's Michael Myers. Another one of my least favorite drawings, probably my third least favorite that I did. Yeah, I was in the middle of watching the Halloween series. I think I had just watched Halloween 4 when I made this. In Halloween 4, I remember being like, I liked it a lot because that plot twist with James, spoiler alert, but if you haven't watched it, I recommend you do. But that plot twist with Jamie almost becoming the new Michael Myers, that I loved. Me and Alex were freaking out about that for like so long. And like that, like we spent like at least 15 minutes screaming around the house in shock of how good that twist was. But like, you know, so I went and did this one, and I really regret it. I don't like it that much. I think the biggest thing I don't like about it is definitely the head. The mask is supposed to look not like the Halloween 4 mask. It's supposed to look like the 2018 that it came out, the most recent Michael Myers movie at the time. And so it's got like, you can't see on camera, but it's got like both black like Sharpie marks and black pencil crayon marks to make it look like it's got wear and tear. And I just don't know, I don't really like it. I don't like it all that much. I mean, the body's alright, it kind of gives that slim, like, uptight, you know, hands to the side, always kind of like, I wouldn't say stern, but always kind of like, still, figure that he's got, even when he's walking around. So, it does kind of give like that, so I do kind of like that, but, I can't say I'm a fan of the head. I feel like the head is what takes away from it. Next up, we got another character that I had to look up. And this one was Shade the Echidna. Now, honestly, I think... No, I didn't bring Knuckles back just for reference. But this one, another one that the feet are like slightly off. There's no cuts on this one. This is one of the few Sonic characters actually fit on one page. But it took a lot of black, obviously, but I think I did it really well. I like the boots and whatnot and the futuristic stuff that I gave her. I could have done her like all cloaked up, but I wanted to give a bit of personality and whatnot. Or not personality, but I want to show a bit of her off and not just have all black. And also because the less black I use, the more drawings I can make. Which, by the way, I don't know if I said this in the last one, because I don't know if it happened in the last one, but I've gotten to 5 out of 6, and I ran out of lined paper, so I can't draw anything right now until I get more lined paper, so there's that. But yeah, I think I did this one relatively well, you know? It's cool. I didn't know much about her, still don't, so whatever. Copied off of whoever I used to copy off Selenium. Now this character I didn't have to search up because this character I found I was in, oh my god, I can't English. This character was in Sonic X, so I didn't have to like research him. And that is G-Merle or E-Merle or something. It's a robotic android type thing. It's got a cut right there. Done relatively well. See, the boots and stuff make sense to this figure, in my opinion. I don't know who I used to make this character. I don't think it was Sonic, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so that guy's cool. And then came the next guy I did. I had to search up this guy just to make sure he was legitimate because there's a lot of fan art of Sonic characters out there. So just to make sure it's legitimate, I searched up a bit, and here is the G-Merle. The other one. Here's the other one. I traced that one. I traced the one before it. God damn it. I traced this one to make this one. If that makes sense. And this one I really like in a way because it keeps the same body shape, which makes kind of sense. And just, I feel like I nailed a lot. I love like the red and then the blue. I like the thing. I really think I nailed the head gear thingy. And I like the shards in his arms. I like the boot. I like it all in general. I really like this one. This is probably one of my more favorite ones. It's got, again, a cut right there. And no other cuts to him. So that's another one down. I'm sorry that I don't remember either of these guys' names, and I'm gonna quickly turn on the light. Not this probably gonna do that. But just oh no, I think I did do something. I don't know. Now here's another one that oh no, me yeah, their feet are definitely dislocated in this one too. We got no, this is not Tara the Mix. I don't know this one. I don't remember this one. Unfortunately. No, but the feet are not the only thing in this one that I'd actually go back and fix. Or no, it's something that's Tanuki, isn't it? Something that's Tanuki. I can tell it's a Tanuki by the tail, which has got a cut on it, by the way. There's a cut right here. Now, another thing I'd go and fix by this one is just like the ears. One's like really small and the other one's really pointy. I would change them next time, as well as the dislocated feet. But other than that, I would keep this one relatively the same. Oh no, unless she's a raccoon. No, she wouldn't be a raccoon. Is she a fox? No. She is a raccoon. I don't know. I don't remember this character at all, so I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. I mean, I'm not ahead at all, but still. Can you guys hear that, like, fizzling on the thing? Oh, next up are some of my favorite characters that I drew. But, before we get to those, Mechasonic. Mechasonic was another one I had to research, but I feel like I'm going to stop saying that at this point because at this point it's getting kind of repetitive. This one I definitely used Sonic to copy. He's got a cut right there and a cut right there. I think I did this one relatively well considering what it is. He will return later. I use him to make another character, but he doesn't come up for a little while. He's got the same shade of blue as Sonic. And the same shade of red I've been using for a lot of the recent guys. This hand, once again, makes no sense, and it even looks a bit, like, it makes even less sense, because, like, you can't even tell what fingers, like, what's going on there. It's not just, like, a hand anymore. That just looks so weird compared to, like, this one. But, yeah, no, I think I did relatively decently on Mechazonic, all things considered, and, he's not my favorite, personally, but I don't not like him. He's pretty cool. Now we get to another one of my favorites, and this is one of my tallest ones. I used Knuckles to make this one, Sonic Boom Knuckles, but this one I like add so much to that I end up using this guy. Like, this is the new Sonic Boom Knuckles. So we got Zavok. Now I have recently played Sonic Forces, so there's no reason to make this guy. So he's got a cut right there. Unfortunately, that's one of his faults, and he's got a cut right there on his tail, and a cut right there on his arm with a hole filled in right there. And yeah, so I made him a lot like taller than I thought I was going to, but hey, what can I say? For something so good, I don't really care. Obviously, he's a lot more buff than like Bark the Polar Bear and Sonic Boom Knuckles. To give him that like buff thing, because Zavok is buff. He's like in a way, an off-brand Bowser. And I love his horns, you know, his face and whatnot. I didn't have any much inspiration for this one other than 3D pictures. Not that I had any inspiration for the others, but this one especially. Excuse me. This one especially, I just found semi-difficult. So, you know, I was really relieved when I did it well. Obviously, the feet are located in kind of the same position. It's just buffer the other way. I like the spikes on his arms. I like the head and the hair and the whatnot. I like this one a lot in general. This is one of my favorite ones. And one of the tallest in this generation. Which, like I said, I use him to make others, but not just yet. He comes up in a couple turns. But for now, for all of you wondering in the last episode, like, hey, wait, if you're doing all Sonic Boom characters, where's... And I'm about to tell you, they're right here. The person you've all been waiting for, all you Sonic Boom lovers out there. Sticks. Her name's Sticks. I was gonna say her name's Bang. I don't know why, but her name's Sticks. She's got a cut right there, cut right there. I did, and no other cuts. This one, again, feet dislocated, but I really like the body. I think, like, I nailed that pretty well. I like this ring here. This ring, I think I nailed that necklace pretty well. I like the skirt, I think I did pretty decently on. I just wish it was not dislocated from the feet. Her hand, again, makes sense because now she's holding a boomerang, which I think I used Amy for. This might be Amy, actually. Who knows? But if I could go back and change a thing, it would be this. I didn't mean to make this so long. Like, wow. But I did. So, that's like that now. I actually did, initially it was longer, I cut it down. This is cut down and it's still really long. I wish, if I could go back, I would change it and make it shorter. But that's the only thing I really don't like about it. Otherwise, I think I nailed Sticks pretty decently. The different shades of brown everywhere and all that. I think I really nailed Sticks to the best of my ability. And in paper form too, like I think I really, I think I hit this one nail on the head. Now we get to those characters I was mentioning that were copied off of Zavok. Or not copied, traced off of Zavok. Now this one, I have to give a bit of props for because I got inspiration for the head from a guy on DeviantArt. I'll link his account in the description below. And yes, I do look on DeviantArt. Because despite all the naughty stuff, there is some cool stuff on there. And there's this guy named MuzYoshi who does a lot of Paper Mario stuff. Really cool. He did like this close-up of a head of a paper Eggman. It's Eggman, but a paper Eggman that I would go on to use. So it's not mine. The head is not mine. All credit to MuzYoshi, because I don't think my Dr. Eggman would have turned out as well if it was made by just me and not MuzYoshi. So props to him for that. I love my Dr. Eggman. Like, he is so damn cool to me. He is obviously as buff as Zavok to give the egg-like figure. And He's got a lot of cuts actually. He's got a cut right there, and he's got a cut right there, cut right there in a square actually. Like he's got a square in his hand, and he's got a cut going up like that, a cut on his mustache, and he's got holes, all 3 holes from the original paper. He's got one right there that's filled in. Obviously that one is the easiest because it's just white. One right there in red, and then one right there in brown. In his mustache. But yeah, I really love this one. The body and stuff was made by me. Head made by MuzYoshi. Not that MuzYoshi like came to my house and drew it. No, this was during quarantine, so obviously they couldn't. But I found it on DeviantArt and decided to use it, so here's to that. Also, if I didn't mention, there's a cut on his mustache right there. Just in case I didn't mention that. So, yeah. Another one of my favorites. Honestly, this guy is pretty cool. One of my most proud drawings. I love this. I love Dr. Eggman so much. Personally, I feel like he deserves to win a lot more than he does. He deserves a lot more respect than he gets. But yeah, I think I know this guy. I think I did. I think I know him to a T. And he would go to spawn off 2 other drawings. I got to use him to make 2 other drawings. The first being, and I'm gonna hate talking about this one just because there's gonna be quite a few instances where you guys are gonna think possibly that I'm saying the N-word. And I want to let you know, I am in no way saying the N-word. I do not tolerate saying the N-word. I do not say the N-word. If there's any one word I would never say, it's the N-word. So, no. But here is Eggman Nega. And Nega, spelled N-E-G-A, not a name I gave him, but it's like Sega, which is a company in Masonic. Sega with an N instead of an S. Or Mega, but with an N instead of an M. So it's hard, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be hard to, I'm gonna have to put so much emphasis on that every time I say it. But this one actually was a lot easier because there's only a cut right here. There's no cut right here for his mustache, like on that side. And then there is no cut on his hand either. But there's one long cut on his arm and no square, so that's pretty good too. And there's a cut on his legs. So, yeah, no, this one, I only knew Eggman Nega existed because of Mario and Sonic in the Olympic Winter Games, which actually, fun story about that game. I originally bought it for the DS, but it wasn't it for the DS. It had a case that advertised it was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, but the game inside that case was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Like, I think it was the precursor to that one. So they gave me, so I didn't even notice it until years later when I was actually smart enough to realize it. But like, they gave me the old game inside the case of the new game. And I was like, I'd always look at the case and be like, oh my god, I can't wait to play as Metal Sonic, because I'm a big fan of Metal Sonic. Or, oh my god, I can't wait to play as who else was on that wasn't in the first one? I don't know, but I think especially like Metal Sonic was definitely one that stuck out. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to play as Metal Sonic. And then I'd go into the game and be like, where's Metal Sonic? Do I have to unlock him? How do I unlock Metal Sonic? And then turns out you can't unlock Metal Sonic. He's in the Winter Games, which I didn't get. It's faulty advertising. But yeah, Eggman Nega, I did that when I finally played the Winter Olympic Games on my 3DS. Traced off of Eggman, obviously. His glasses altered, his goggles also altered. His suit is semi-similar but semi-different as well. Obviously a lot of black, which I'm not a fan of, but hey, I can't complain. And then yellow, mix of yellow and black. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of yellow, but hey, it works here. And also pink for the back thing to show that's kind of like in the back, you know? It's darker. But like, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Still a fan. I don't like them as much as the first one, but hey, what can you do? And I've done all the other characters, so obviously I'm gonna do this one. The third and final character I traced off of Eggman is none other than Eggman from Sonic Boom. I mean, of course, if I did every other character from Sonic Boom, then of course I'm gonna do this one. So he's got a cut right there, a cut right there, and a cut right there. Same deal as Eggman Nega. This sounds so weird. There's gonna definitely be a video in the future where it's like, there's gonna be like a troll video, be like, Azrael Silver said the N-word multiple times. And then it's gonna be like, you know, the video's gonna be like, oh, Azrael Silver accidentally said the N-word when trying to explain that he wasn't saying the N-word, but an N-word spelled N-E-G-A, which is actually his name if you look it up. But it's like, oh, you know, Azrael Silver is a racist. He said the N-word on purpose. He loves saying the N-word, yada, yada, yada. It's gonna be so bullshit, but I know it's gonna happen eventually, and I don't want it to happen, so I'm not saying it. I'm not saying the N-word. I'm giving clear emphasis that I am saying N-E-G-A. I'm not even gonna spell it out. That's how loyal I am to my friends out there, okay? So, obviously he's got his, like, blaster on the one arm, and he's got his goggles, which I didn't realize were so... Oh, I forgot this before I taped, like, the entire thing, so it's got a hole right there where the tapes would go. But obviously the eyes are same as the first one. I think I used the first one to trace this one off because this one's a lot similar to the first one rather than Nega Eggman. So yeah, his goggles relatively similar. His like things is more similar to Eggman Nega, so it might be like a mix of the two. I'm not too sure. But yeah, face is still the same. Mustache is now 3 prongy things because, like I said, Sonic Boom. And yeah, so there's that one. Not much to say about it. Not much different from the others. And now we go back to tracing things off of Sonic Boom Knuckles. I think this is one of the last. And that is... Sorry, excuse me. This one, I don't remember the name of this one. It's something to do with the walrus. He's got a cut right there. Purple. I like the bags. It's probably my favorite part, the little baggy thing. It's got teeth, it's got the goggles, and the, yeah, that's him. That's all I really got. Yeah. He was in Sonic Boom as well, that's how I knew him. Not like this version of him specifically, but a version of him. But the other version of him isn't important enough to make a drawing of, so I didn't make a drawing of that version. Next up, we've got another one of my favorite characters. Not one of my favorite drawings personally, but like one of my favorite characters in Sonic Forces. And a character I have a lot of respect for. I think is really, really cool. And honestly, could kick Sonic's ass if you wanted to. That's right. I'm talking about the newest addition to the Sonic Party, Infinite. Now, Infinite, I loved drawing Infinite. Infinite was so cool. I think I did this one after I did like I definitely did this one after I finished Sonic Forces. So he's got a cut right. He's got a cut right there. I don't know if I meant to make his tail a song, but hey, whatever. He's got a cut right there. He's got a cut right there and right there. And otherwise, yeah. His crystal, honestly, I feel like I could have put some more purple squiggles in it, but aside from that, I think that one's relatively good. I love the body. I think I really nailed. I put my all into this guy, except for one part, which this is one of the few instances where I made a drawing. A special type of paper drawing. That special type of paper drawing I classify as a perspective drawing, which means that it's not the same on both sides. You've already seen me do it once. I think I've only done it once actually, with Huey, which was one of the first paper characters I ever drew in the first generation. One half of him is like calm, one half of him is angry. It's like you flip the side and it's perspective. So this one is also perspective, but not as like major. But if you notice, this eye is red, right? That eye is clear red. But on this side, this eye is the red one, the clear red eye that, you know, you can see when you look at Infinite. Now, the only thing I don't like about this one is that I don't know why I didn't outline it in gray, like the rest of the helmet is. But it's just like that for some reason. So I also don't know why I didn't do this on gray, but whatever. The only thing, another thing I don't like about this, I don't like that the yellow outline, like the yellow inside the black outline. It just makes it look so weird and whatnot to me. I mean, it makes sense on this side because like this side you can like it's obviously black, but you can see his eye. But this side it doesn't work for me. I don't like it that much. I feel like it really brings down the drawing, but hey, it might just be my opinion. So yeah, so there is Infinite. One of my favorite Sonic villains of all time. I loved him from the moment I saw him. I thought he was a badass. Next up, obviously, if we're doing one Infinite, we gotta do another. And this one oddly wasn't shown in like Sonic Forces, even in the Shadow DLC, which was really short. This one wasn't shown in that. But this is Infinite before he got like the powers of the Phantom Ruby. So he's once again got a cut right there, right there, right there, and on his tail. Body still the same. He's got the scarf thing, his fur, whatever you want to call it, right there. The hair is still the same. The ears aren't the same because the ears had the circular design in them before. Now there's that, and now you can actually see his face, which I found really, really cool. Honestly, I love Infinite, both in or out of the helmet. Honestly, he's still one of my favorites. A edgy badass that poses an actual threat. And yeah, he's really cool to me. I really like Infinite. He is awesome. One of my favorites. Used a lot of black, but at that point I didn't care because I was drawing Infinite. And yeah, next up we go to another misfit, as I like to call them. This one I was like lightly traced off Zavok. Like he's got the same height as Zavok, but he's not like majorly traced off. He's like a mix. I think I did use Zavok, but I didn't like. I changed a lot about him, so he wasn't too much like Zavok. Because this guy's a lot slimmer than Zavok, and his name is Zaz. Not Victor Zaz from the DC universe. No, this is Zaz. Purple. Probably my second favorite of all the misfits. He's got a cut right there for his head. He's got a cut right there. He filled in a hole right there. And then he's got a cut right there. Slim purple body. It looks kind of disproportionate. Honestly, that's what brings it down a lot for me. But I still like this one a lot. I like the horns. I like the hair. I like the blue tongue. Although the blue tongue does look kind of weird with like the teeth, but it's supposed to show like the teeth are in front. Like you're looking at it from a side angle, so like some of his teeth are like showing, and then his tongue's out. But I don't know. It still looks weird to me. The proportion is so weird to me. Like his arm gets thin, and then it extends when it actually, like if you look at like a normal arm, it goes like thinner the more down you go. And yeah. Honestly, I feel like I didn't do Zaz justice, even though this is like a pretty accurate representation of him in a paper form. I feel like I didn't do Zaz justice because he looks so cool when he's not in paper form. With that being said, next misfit is Zara. Is that her name? Is it Zara? I'm gonna call her Zara. If it's not Zara, then I'm sorry. But she's got a cut right there using the same pink as Zaz, and then like the hole right there, obviously, but no other cuts are part of that. She looks really small in comparison to the others. I think I went back and I grabbed one of the early females I made. I don't think it was Amy, but it was someone. I grabbed someone to make this. Maybe it's Roche. I think it was Roche. I probably grabbed Roche to use. I like the tail a lot, personally. I don't know what I would change if I could go back. So I'm assuming this is Zara, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So there's Zara. I like the hair. I like the shade of greens, and I think I did her pretty well. Now, next up is this guy. I don't remember his name. Is it Zoc or Zik? No, not Zik. Zik is the blue guy on the stick. Is it Zoc? Yeah, this is Zoc. I think this is Zoc. I never played the actual game, so I don't know these guys' names by heart. I had to look them up. So there's a cut right there, no cuts there, a cut right there, and that's it. This is actually one of the few male characters in this generation to actually be holding something, which I really love the rose. Honestly, I love that he's holding a rose. I love the blue horns. I think I nailed him pretty decently. He's the same height as Zara over there, and yeah, I found this guy really cool. I kind of like this guy, you know. And he's got a hole right there, but whatever. So yeah, I really like this guy. I'm a big fan of this guy, even though I wish I made his head a little bit smaller because it kind of looks disproportionate now. But hey, whatever. All right, next up comes the widest guy I've made so far, even wider than the Sludge Bros, and that is Zaman. Zaman being the second last guy I had to make for this. He's got, oh, there's so many cuts. Honestly, like, I think I started with like this half of his body, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do half of his body on one page, half on another, and that'll make them wider because obviously I like I said, I learned from my mistakes. If I didn't do the cat so horribly, then I wouldn't have done this guy so well. So this is why this guy turned out so wide. So I think I actually made the bottom half of his body before the top half. There's a cut going right there that goes all the way around because I like turned the paper landscape to do the head, and there's small like triangle cuts right there. Small triangle cut right there, down, small thing right there, cut right there, hole filled in right there, cut right there, hole filled in right there, and yeah, my widest guy who I would go on to trace to make another wide guy that I didn't do in this generation, he's in the next generation. But it's got the little horns on his head. Took a lot of yellow, which wasn't the most fun, but hey, it was definitely worth it. But yeah, I think I did this guy pretty accurately. I wanted to capture that wideness, so he definitely did hold the record for widest for a while until I like, no, I didn't even, it's not even the guy that I trace that like ends up being the widest, because I make a female character that ends up being the widest in the next generation, so that's pretty cool. Next up, to end off the Misfits, as I call him, is Zik. That old guy with the stick I was talking about. His mustache, I love it, even though it's kind of like weird in a way. I do kind of love it. I feel like I made Zik too lengthy. He's supposed to be a lot smaller. But he's got his little stick. I think that's my favorite part about him. He's got a hole right there. No cuts on him because he's relatively small. He's one of the smaller ones of this generation, actually. He's used... No, he's got the same yellow as Zaman over there, but he doesn't have like the same shade of blue as Zoc or anything, so yeah, I don't know, I didn't like this guy too much. I don't like him too much, but I don't like him, like, I don't like him the same way I don't like Michael and all that, and like Big the Cat. I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan. And now we move on to something that only fans of the channel will know who this is. Unless you're watching this video, then you're about to learn who it is, and even if you're not a fan of the channel, then you're gonna learn who it is. And then, you know, that statement will no longer be true. But anyways, something you can only find here, a paper Azrael. Now you're probably gonna be like, wait a minute, that's not Azrael. Azrael was black and didn't have all this random stuff on. He looked actually decent and cool and not made by a 5-year-old. I'm aware, okay? But before you go anywhere, I made this, I think, was it before I ended the game or not? I'm not sure. I think at this point I did finish the game. But this is my original Azrael. Like, if you go back to the first episode, this is what he initially looked like. He's got the blue gloves with the metal arrow pointing up. He's got the flamed body still. He always had the flamed body, but he's silver right now. He's got the red COVID mask. He's got, like, the white shoes with the yellow, sock heely ankle thingies. He's got light blue ears because his skin was light blue, and he's got the red eyes that I gave him. So there's Azrael. I know it looks weird. I forgot to give him a tail. That's the thing I'd go back and change, because otherwise this is like really accurate. And I wanted to do this since I ever since I started drawing Sonic characters, I'm like, okay, once I get through all those guys, and once I finish the game, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna draw all the Sonic characters from Sonic Forces. So obviously I did that. So here he is. Here is OG Azrael. OG's real. I don't know. There he is. Ta-da! My boy. Version 1. Man, he looks so weird without a tail. But we're coming close to the end, so we still got quite a few to get through. So it turns out there will be 4 episodes, unfortunately. But hey, that's okay, because that means I get to show you off my art, and it's not so rushed. It doesn't feel rushed, and I can actually make a couple edits here and there and Yeah, not that I do too much editing, especially in the longer videos. I don't try to edit too much, just because, you know, it's so long and whatnot. But hey, I do a little bit. I add music in. That's a plus from the other episodes. Now, to end this off, we'll finish with a guy that I already kind of pointed to already, but I never mentioned his name. So this was traced off of a character I've already shown in this generation. He was that character traced off of MuzYoshi. Now, for those of you who are fans of Sonic, you probably know who this is. Obviously, those of you who don't probably wouldn't guess this. Personally, I don't really understand this. If he's a mecha, then why does he need a super form? That's right, it's Super Mecha Sonic. Honestly, no changes from the other one except a color differentiation. Differentiation. He's got different colors, alright? That's it. I didn't change anything, so it's still got a cut right there, and nowhere else. Choiced off of MuzYoshi, as I said. To almost end the thing, we got like 20 more to go, so we'll get through that in the next one. And yeah, using two Shadila, so yeah. There's that. Not much different. Anyways, I'm all out of time for this one, so we'll finish this in the next episode. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to take this forever. But next episode, it looks like we'll be finishing the Sonic ones, because I don't end with Sonic, but majority of it is consumed by Sonic. So next we'll be getting through the rest of the Sonic characters, and then going back to Mario for a little bit. But otherwise, that's it. You know? So definitely next Showing Off My Art will be the last of the 3rd generation, and then we can move on to the 4th generation, and everything will be hunky-dory. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm MuzYoshi. Like, and subscribe for more of this, more gaming, more vlogs, whatever else comes. I will see you all very, very soon. Later, guys.